So welcome to this topic on inferential statistics. This is a branch of statistics which is used in class 12 as well as in college mathematics. So what is a population? A population is a collection of all elements having the same characteristic. A sample is a subgroup of members of the population. And the measurable characteristic of a population is called a parameter. If you can measure some particular characteristic, for instance, the height, the weight, the measurable characteristic of a sample is called a statistics. So statistic is the measurable characteristic of a sample. Now, statistical inference is a process through which inferences about the population are made based on information from the sample. So based on the sample, we make inferences, and that is called a statistical inference. Now there are three types of statistical inferences: point estimation, interval estimation, and hypothesis testing. So what is point estimation? Suppose a population consists of n objects and a sample consists of small n objects. So population has capital N objects, sample has small n objects. Sample mean x bar is defined as summation xi by n. Sample proportion p bar equal to x by n, and sample standard deviation is square root of summation xi minus x bar the whole squared by n minus 1. So we have defined three terms: sample mean, sample proportion, and sample standard deviation. And keep in mind these three things because we will use them in problems. So coming to a question, a sample of 4 students were taken to see how many books they were carrying. So they have 2, 3, 5, 6 is the number of books the 4 students were carrying respectively. What is the point estimate of the population mean? So what is the formula for sample mean? X bar is summation xi by n. So x bar will be add all this 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6 by 4, that is 4. What is the point estimate of the population standard deviation? Now the formula for the population standard deviation is given by s equal to square root of summation xi minus x bar the whole squared by n minus 1. So you have 2 minus 4 the whole squared plus 3 minus 4 the whole squared plus 5 minus 4 the whole squared plus 6 minus 4 the whole squared. This is 10. So s is square root of 10 by 3, that is 1.83. Coming to the next question, a sample of 100 authorized service centers showed 13 in Delhi, 18 in Mumbai, 17 in Chennai, and 15 in Kolkata. Develop an estimate for the proportion of service centers in Delhi. So the proportion of service centers in Delhi will be 13 by 100, that is 0.13. Because if you look at the earlier definition, the sample proportion p bar is x by n. Again, develop an estimate for the proportion of service centers in Chennai. That will be 17 by 100, which is 0.17. And develop an estimate of the proportion of service centers that are not in these 4 cities. So 63 service centers are in the 4 cities. So totally there are hundreds. Going back to the question, there are 100 authorized service centers. So 100 service centers are not in the city. 100 minus 37. Service centers are not in the 4 cities. So the proportion of service centers that are not in the 4 cities will be 37 by 100, which is 0.37. Now coming to interval estimation. If mu lies between A and B, then this is an interval estimate of the population mean mu. So we are looking at this interval and then estimating the population. To learn about interval estimation, you need 3 parameters, namely confidence level, sample statistic, and margin of error. Now what is confidence level? A 95% confidence level means that 95% of the interval contains the true population parameter. And the confidence interval is given by 0.95. And then you have sample statistics. I've already explained what is meant by sample statistic in the earlier part of the class. Now coming to margin of error. I'll explain this through an example. If it is predicted that a particular candidate will receive 40% of the votes and there is a 5% margin of error, then we say that the candidate will receive between 35% and 45% of the votes. So you can see that we are adding 5% to either side of 40. So you get 35% to 45%. So this is just a brief introduction of inferential statistics. I hope this was useful to you. Thank you.